Hello there, everyone. Welcome back, and I'm here to be talking about The Shining. Now, The Shining is one of the many movies based off of a Stephen King adaptation. It's the book of the same name, and it's the 39th anniversary. And with the sequel, Doctor Sleep, yeah, they actually made a sequel to this movie. Whoa, coming out, and it is like Halloween time. They did a re-release in some theaters. My theater happened to have gotten it, and it was like only one showtime. So I was like, you know what? Let's get into the spooky mood. Let's see this movie. Let's go give it a watch. Because I did see it a good 6 or 7 years ago, but obviously it's been a while, and I wanted to refresh myself, watch it, and so I can know what's gonna go on in Doctor Sleep. So basically, if you haven't seen The Shining or heard of it or whatever, it's basically about this family, basically this mom, dad, and kid who go to the Overlook Hotel for a few months because the Jack Torrance, who's the dad, played by Jack Nicholson, gets like a job opportunity to go there, and while he's overlooking the hotel and doing the basics to keep it, secure, because they're like on like this wilderness mountain, like secluded, it's isolation, just the three of them. He has to like keep the hotel from like deteriorating and stuff during that long stretch of 6 months, I'd say. And he's trying to be a writer, but as the events of the film play out, a bunch of weird supernatural stuff happens, and it's basically like a really in-depth character study into insanity, and it's so crazy. Now, obviously, this movie, when it first came out, it's really notorious for, even Stephen King himself hated this movie because I heard that it's nothing like his book, which I can understand why he would be mad about. And even I think it was one of the worst reviewed movies at the time. It earned Razzies, which is basically the opposite of the Oscars, meaning that you're the worst in that year, which is kind of sad. But over time, it's one of those films that critics see as like fantastic and a masterpiece and all those buzzwords. And if it was to have come out today, it probably would have been like a best picture type of movie or whatever, because I do get a vibe from this movie when watching. Now, you know my thoughts on these type of movies, guys. I usually hate them. I think they're overrated trash, and they are just ridiculous and annoying how they always get the attention at the award circuits over the actually good movies, like the big blockbusters and all, which I find are the better movies that come out. I know that's a different opinion from all of other people in, film aficionados and stuff, but that's just how I feel. This movie, on the other hand, it really is fantastic. This movie is excellent. And what makes me love this movie, for one, is the score. The score really carries the movie at parts, because when there's like it has long establishing shots, like the movie, like how it literally opens. It opens on just like a good 2 minutes of just them driving to the hotel. You have some stuff that they set up cleverly as you get to near the final act. The maze sequence is insane. It's great. There's so many iconic moments that are in pop culture that you don't really think of, but when you watch the movie, you're like, that's where it originated from. Like, Here's Johnny, Red Rum, all that type of stuff. Like, it's just really fantastic. The performances overall are like, the main guy, Jack Nicholson, fantastic. This is probably one of the best performances I've seen in a movie in quite a while. Like, this was like him in his prime. Like, this came out a good about 40 years ago or so, and it was just like his performance, especially near the end where he just goes into madness, is truly fantastic. And even what's her name, Sherry Duvall, I think that's her name, who plays Wendy, his wife. At moments she's pretty bad, but at times she's really like captivating, and you feel bad for her since she's in the situation. She loves her kid. She's trying not to die by her psychotic husband and stuff. It's just, she gives a really nice performance, but sometimes it's not that good. But I don't think, like, I heard she won the Razzie for Worst Actress. I think that was a low uncalled for, because for the movie she's in, I think she was doing good, especially how they worked her so much, like literally in the scenes where, like, on the staircase with the baseball bat, they did over like 100 and something takes, and it was so brutal. She started losing hair from how much she was crying and stressing out. Like, she deserves props. She did really good. And the kid, Danny Lloyd, really great job. I mean, it's kind of funny at first, but when you just get into the movie, especially near the end, like he did a great job. Like the main trio was fantastic. Some of the side characters, like the chef guy who also like has this ability, like Danny has this ability called the Shine, where you like telepathically communicate or something, and he also has it, and so that's basically how he subvertly communicated to him to come and check on what's going on, which resulted in one of the most shocking, scary deaths I think I've seen in a film. Like obviously now everyone knows it, but when Jack came out with the axe, it's like whoa, and it builds. It's like a good 30 seconds of him just walking down the aisle. You're like, when's it gonna happen? Is he gonna die? Great stuff. There's lots of moments, like the ending is really confusing. I'm still really confused about it. Like I heard like Stanley Kubrick, who's the director, in interviews, he said basically he's playing coy with the audience and stuff. He's like, it might be a reincarnation of him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's really trippy. There's lots of moments. Like there's this one moment where gets this guy dressed up as an animal in this room with this guy dressed up as like a staff at the hotel, and I'm like, wait, what? And it's just like there's like the thing that really does this movie in for me is the music. It's fantastic, and you have some really great performances, and just the cinematography and how it overlaps the entire film is really great. Like it really feels like a film of its era. Like this feels like a film in the 70s, 80s era, and we don't really get films like that anymore. And I really, really liked it. Like it's a slow burn as well, because you have to be into that mood to watch it. Because if you're going in just for like a horror movie, you ain't gonna get that. It's more of a psychological, suspenseful type of film. Like there is some horror elements in it, but it's mostly like a thought-provoking type of movie. And it's really, really good character study on what happens. Like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. That so many phrases from this movie that are so memorable. Come and play with us, Danny. Twin girls. So much good stuff in this movie. Now there may be some problems with it, but for me, like I'm shocked. Like I really can't think of any issues with this movie. I thought this movie was a masterpiece of cinema. Oh, like I usually throw that buzzword around about movies that I love, but this truly is a fantastic movie. It's excellent, and I haven't read the book, so I don't know how different it is from the book. But what we got here, I thought was really great, and I'm pretty excited to watch Doctor Sleep. But this movie doesn't really leave room for a sequel, so I don't know what they're gonna do there. But so with all that said, those were my thoughts on The Shining. What'd you all think of The Shining? Let me know down below in the comment section. And if you want to hit the subscribe button as well and hit the bell to get notified when I upload, that'll be pretty cool. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's SawyerSable or @SableSawyer. And also be on the lookout. I'm going to be seeing Joker in like a day or so, or a few days or whenever. I'm so excited for that movie. Alright everyone, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.